Alright, I'm Ben,
Wayne here.
and this is Thief. It is supposed to be a blind run. Unfortunately, it very much is not.
The only thing blind is my editing aptitude, I think.
But that's okay. I now know this stage really, really well, and that'll let all of you see the difference between me when I know what I'm doing and when I don't.
I will say, though, the one good thing that's come through this is just all the practice we're getting on recording audio and syncing things up, getting used to our recording system. Whenever we get going, it'll be great.
There's one thing this city's taught me. You can put a price on anything. Secrets, reputations, a life. And trust? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. But then I suppose none of that matters when you're me. After all, when did I ever pay for anything?
Alright, so the name of the game is actually fairly simple. I got this game through GameFly's attempt to convince people that getting this is a great idea. The problem is that they also gave me a time limit for it. I have to return it by November 20th. So this is going to involve a lot of very frenetic gameplay.
They're the best kind.
So, this is going to be an interesting experience.
And nothing quite like a deadline looming over your heads to make every single one of those recording foibles, that much more stressful.
Right, because there's absolutely no pressure, right? Right.
At least Thief is a fairly short game, from what I've heard.
Yeah, according to what I've researched, it should be about 15 hours. So for me, that'll probably be about 20. But, again, that's just part of the fun, I guess.
I'd just consider it a challenge run.
So you're saying that this is a blind speed challenge run?
Oh, the best kind. You should have been playing Dark Souls.
Well,
Someone's a burglar.
we'll deal with that as it comes.
Painting's more my taste.
If you do manage to alert those birds, by the way, nothing happens at this point. It just lets you know what will be happening.
Right, it creates noise, which will alert anybody in earshot.
And as a master thief, that's the last thing we should be doing.
And especially since, Garrett's biggest worry are cutscenes, alerting people.
Well, I think his biggest worry is me playing as him, so...
Ah, you're doing fine so far?
Well, yeah, so far, because this is time number 5, but...
So, since you're playing and I'm not, how does that lockpicking minigame work?
Basically, you move your left control stick around until you see where in the circle it starts filling up with green. Then when it's close enough, you hit R2 to set that pin.
I see.
Well, they do
3
call
times
it
into level
the
enough.
Thieves' Highway.
Now, earlier, he had asked how much the toll is on the Thieves' Highway. And it is... I never miss any opportunity to make him look a little foolish.
Stupid question.
So, yes, it is a steal, the toll on Thieves' Highway. And now to be introduced to the character whose name he didn't quite catch.
Nope, you see right here, Aaron, yep, pointed out in the subtitles. Soon to be pointed out on the next objective. Yeah, I missed all
How
of this.
else would you know it was me?
In my defense, I was spotting over on our preview screen to make sure it was working every single time a objective marker came up.
What do you think?
So it was a blind run for me too.
I think you have.
But thankfully we've managed to catch it now,
Come
so...
on, it'll be just like old times.
The other thing that we have learned is that, for this game, you really have to pay attention, because they will let you know about things exactly once.
One of the best moments of that coming up in about 5 minutes or so. We'll cross that pond when we get to it.
As it were.
I dig the ramps and chutes and everything all on these rooftops. It makes you kind of wonder what exactly kind of neighborhood this is.
Because it was
A gabled one, I would assume.
That'd be fun.
Can it be both?
Come on.
Speaking of stupid questions, am I right?
Stupid answers, etc.
Alright, so this is the light gem. As a master thief, the most important thing that you have to worry about is the
Going
ambient
to
light
use any of
level.
those shadows, lady?
And this particular thing just gives you a very easy visual cue about whether you are in fact in light or not. Generally, if it's dark like this, even if somebody's staring directly at you, you won't be caught, at least not too often.
Right. Oh, I think we missed that last time.
Nope, I caught it every single time because I am just that awesome.
You should get yourself one of these. See you on the other side.
Looks like I won't be going that way.
Yeah, it looks like. You should have brought your Batman utility belt home. I dig that M. Bison slide right across the ground. That is the magic of first-person view.
Indeed.
You don't have to show, you know, exactly how he pulls that off.
Other than the fact that he's kind of just sliding across the ground.
Garrett, come on.
It works well enough.
So notice you're not sticking around for guard chatter.
I made it myself.
No, because the banality of it kind of grates on me for a little bit.
Ah, fair enough.
And don't worry, viewers, you will get plenty of opportunities to hear about it in subsequent chapters. Of that, I have no doubt.
It wouldn't be a stealth game without, you know, a couple moments of just waiting for tedious several minutes of just... or that.
Or that.
That's pretty great too. But a tedious couple minutes of letting guards cycle through their routine dialogue, where you wait for exactly the right moment to get past them.
You and me out on the town? Why did we stop doing this again?
Why indeed? Let's see, it was in one of these. There we are.
There is a bit of an age difference there. I imagine if they weren't hanging out for work, they wouldn't be doing too much at all.
I wouldn't imagine
A lot
so.
of those
no.
places.
Then again, I can't imagine Garrett actually doing a whole lot in terms of, you know, socializing.
Yeah, between the whole Master Thief thing and I mean, kind of a boring guy as far as I can tell.
Well, that's a little harsh.
Well,
He's stolid.
stoic.
Also, for those of you who don't know, this is a voyeur's room, so I feel slightly dirty about peeping through his keyhole.
But to find out from that note there, and don't forget to check it out. I wonder if you're supposed to take advantage of those notes to either track down, or if the game actually doesn't unlock until you read that, or the location for you to rob.
That is a fantastic question. Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for it.
Right, we haven't experimented with too much of that stuff.
And due to the fact that I'm on a time crunch, I may not experiment quite as much as I would like.
Yeah, nothing quite added to the padding of games like Dishonored, as, you know, checking around the entire map for the areas to break into and grab, you know, 5% more loot.
And as we all know, it's that extra 5% that's incredibly important.
Every day I'm reminded what a catch you were.
And of course, I guess it makes up for the, you know, skipping some of the dialogue makes up for the stuff you can't skip, like that charming bit there.
Right, exactly.
Now, Garrett is kind of letting me down as a master thief here. All the stuff, he clearly has unlimited space in that backpack of his for the kind of stuff he swipes. Why leave the plates and that decanter behind?
Well, I am sure that he insists only upon swiping the finest of China and so forth.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind your price-to-weight ratio.
Well, not if you have...
So how much did you steal?
It's not how much you steal. It's what you steal.
And how you steal it. Looks like this
I
prime.
need to ask what that even means. and how you steal.
It's the Baron's mansion. Won't be easy.
Worried?
Yes, and so should you.
We'll be fine. I'll pick up your slack.
This job's getting more complicated by the second.
And a seamless transition ruined by a loading screen.
Indeed.
And that conversation there was basically the moment when I decided that Aaron had dead sidekick syndrome just stamped all over her.
Now, to be fair, I don't know if they were trying to go for, you know, the quirky, annoying sidekick that you hope survives, or if they went for the really aggravating one that you're glad she goes. But yeah, at this point, you can be reasonably certain that she
That's a
doesn't
lot of
die.
guards.
They're definitely not here for the summer festival dance. A lot of guards means a lot of steel. Thieves and swords do not get on well.
I've never had a problem with swords. But then again, I'm not just a thief.
And Garrett is not exaggerating on that one. If any guard spots you at any point, that is an instant
this
game
thing
over.
giving out, and we can't frigging.
I am hoping that doesn't remain the case.
So you can't fix it?
Do I look like an engineer?
And she's not just a thief. What do you think she's
With
multi-classed
all
with?
his lordship's experiments.
Well, I would say assassin, but I think she's smarter than that.
Ronson, over here. Huh?
A lot of guards means a lot of steel indeed.
Unfortunately,
Help
in
them.
earlier
Will you?
playthroughs,
He's been trying to
I
light a fire
had
about 10
mistaken
minutes.
that guard for her, and I ran right into him.
Speaking of blind plays.
Yeah. Likewise, when I went...
Oh, the number of tries it took us.
Thankfully, I know what to do now, but the first time I went a tiny fraction too fast in here.
You see the hint up on top of it moving very slowly. We missed that because we were surveying the area first and figured it was just, well, incidental stuff and not too important. And yeah, that's exactly what you have to do.
Right. So I then tried to run up every wall and everything, and it was awful.
Right. Your viewers are lucky you didn't have to put up with that.
But don't worry, before too long.
Oh, the water arrows still crack me up.
Stupid drafts. Can't these damn things stay?
Drafts, sure. Pay no attention to the clattering of the arrow ricocheting off the walls, or the splash of... Well, I guess you wouldn't hear the splash of water over the running water.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that if these guards are sufficiently dense, then that isn't too much of a problem. But still.
Sufficiently dense guards are kind of the standard
Right.
in stealth games.
And thank goodness for that.
You couldn't set a cloth aflame if it was doused in oil, son. I'll show you how it's done. If you pack it together too close...
I hear his dialogue, but all I'm hearing is, well, that's a problem right there.
My family used to be charcoal burners.
Oh, yeah? That's work you don't see much since the
No,
fact.
I think you're right, Assassin.
No, when I first did this one,
I need to take
I did crack up just a little bit. Because I cannot imagine doing the Kung Fu chop on somebody through their helmet.
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be a rabbit punch, to knock out or kill somebody in one shot to the back of the neck, or the back of the skull, rather. But
still.
yeah, right through the helmet, I think that's the
guard?
problem.
He was barely older than you.
He was a guard, Garrett. Wrong place, wrong
Guards are
time.
people.
You haven't changed, have you?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I don't kill without thought or good reason, and I don't get paid for it.
So basically, it's
He's
okay
in the wrong
for
line
you
of
to,
work.
but not me. I see. I get it. But you know that guard? He's not gonna wake up later and follow our trail to cause trouble.
When any guards wake up,
Yeah, in real life, that is kind of the difficulty there. That real life thieves would have problems with. That if you want to keep somebody down, you pretty much have to kill them or at least cause permanent damage.
Maybe I should
Long-term concussion, like the kinds of people used to suffer in boxing matches, that kind of thing.
There we go.
Yeah, the fact is, well, that's true. I was about to say the fact there's guards around, but no, not anymore.
Well, there's one back there. But what I actually like about that conversation is that it pretty much sets up the core conflict that you'll be experiencing with this game, insofar as they really tried hard to make sure that this wasn't a, oh, well, there's a guard solution. Just kill guard.
Right.
However, they think they probably overstep it a little bit, especially in this
Anybody
one,
here? Hello?
because it is kind of a fact of life that if you're a thief, somebody is going to spot you eventually.
Right. And then what do you do?
Right. Well, clearly the answer for this one is game over.
Right.
But usually it involves a chase scene. Also, viewers can be glad because time used to be that I would try to go up that stack right there, which unfortunately you cannot do.
Yeah, it lets you snipe through a gap over an overturned carriage to put out the torch there, but it doesn't seem like there's a need for that.
And?
Unless there's loot down there to go get.
Which is possible, but
There's Yeah, there's that ladder off to the side.
But if there was such a thing, I don't think it would be worth my bother.
Right.
So instead, up the rope we go.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, are you off killing guards again?
You worried I might beat you to this thing?
See, thing. She clearly thinks guards aren't human.
I'm worried you're gonna get us both.
I don't think that was the thing she had in mind.
I can handle myself, okay? I can move faster, I can climb faster, I can...
You could kill faster and make mistakes faster, I get it. You're not in control.
That's why I'm better. Deal with it.
This is
Let's just get the
basically
job done.
how Jedi conversations work, I imagine.
Probably. Also, the thing about her making bad decisions, yeah, you should never, ever, ever turn your back to a master thief. I mean, at that point, you're really just kind of asking for it.
I'm guessing that's what we're after. The primal stone.
Robes. Robes are always a bad sign.
Brothers Cornelius, Aldous, present the keys.
That's Baron Northcrest.
Brothers of the Awakened, we are gathered here to usher this city into a new age. One of progress and industrial enlightenment. Let us begin the channeling of the primal. Sembla and Strakakan. Skema Makana.
Come on, let's go down there. This will be fun.
No. We're done here. Job's over.
What? Are you joking?
Something's not right. It's too dangerous. And you're not ready yet.
You know, I'm not a kid anymore. I can do this. I'm going down there with or without you.
Not without this, you're not.
Don't move!
Garrett, I'm slipping! Ah! Garrett, give me the claw!
Well, that was something.
Yeah, I think it's exactly right. Robes are bad news. I mean, those guys are wizards, you're thieves. You know how this plays out.
Now, to be fair, they are magic-using industrialists. So if you think that's bad, just wait till you see what Sir Isaac Newton was up to.
Ooh.
That said, there will be one more cutscene, and we will see you immediately after that.
Well, a loading screen interrupting 2 cutscenes. Is this that WWE game for the PSP?
Hey! Looks like he's waking up. Come on. Stop slacking. We gotta get him in the city before they call the lockdown.
Pace yourself, boy. We just need to get him to the clock tower, safe and sound, and then we'll be rosy.
Where's this cart going?
Baker's and Stone Market.
Was I talking to you? Hey! Get moving! Fucking beggars.
Makes you miss the old watch.
The voices! Stop the nightmares!
The gloom's getting worse.
Everywhere except Oldale. Someone should do something.
Nobody gives a shit about us, boy. You'll learn that soon enough.
All he cares about is progress. You want to see more of these bloody pipes everywhere?
You are the boss! That's enough!
Do you? That's not food for our bellies. That's not medicine for the sick. You don't think you're safe because you got a job shoveling shit for the rich. The Baron has a noose for every one of us. But change is coming. Orion is going to bring change. The Baron will burn. See? See? They're scared of the truth. Keep your head down.
You there! Who are you speaking with? Stop!
So things went from bad to even worse.
I mean, those subtitles were so out of sync.
And to be fair, it wasn't on our end.
Right.
That's really how it was in the game.
I'm right behind you, scum!
So, that's the conclusion of the prologues. We'll go ahead and cut it there. And we will see all of you next time to see the new and improved Master Thief Garrett.
Well, the blind run officially starts. See you there, everybody.
Or not.